A very good morning to you all, my dear students. So, we are going to continue the next class. In the last class, we discussed some problems that have been asked in previous examination point of view. Now, I am going through the NCERT questions. So, let us see for the first question of today's class. 3 resistors are there, 1 ohm, 2 ohms and 3 ohms are combined in series. What is the total resistance of the combination if this combination is connected to a battery of EMF of 12 volts? Obtain the potential across each resistor. So, at first they given 3 resistors and they are asking us to calculate what is the effective resistance of the combination as we know. So, what are the given things here? Given R1 equals to 1 ohm, R2 is equals to 2 ohms and R3 equals to 3 ohms, right. So, now in series combination, so the series combination of resistors, what is the formula for series combination of resistors? R equals to R1 plus R2 plus R3. So, we can write R equals to R1 plus R2 plus R3. So, what is R1 here? 1 plus 2 plus 3, that is equals to how much? 6 ohms. So, that is the effective resistance of series combination. And next, what is the question? If this combination is connected to a battery of EMF of 12 volts, obtain the potential across each resistor. Okay. So, to calculate the potential, so we have to calculate first current. Here in series combination, same current flows through all these resistors. So, that is I is equals to V by effective resistance. V is what according to the question? Given V is how much? 12 volts. Effective resistance is 6 ohms. So, 12 by 6 is what? 2 amperes. So, now we got current. Now, we can easily write current across R1. What is current across R1? V1 is equals to I into R1. What is I ma? 2. What is R1? 1. So, what do you get? 2 volts. Is it right? Similarly, current, right? Yes. So, what we are calculating? Potential. So, 2 volts. We have to calculate what here? Potential, dear students, not current. Similarly, potential across R2. So, what is the potential across R2? Same formula, right? What is that formula? V2 is equals to I into R2. I is 2, R2 is 2, so 4 volts. And last one, potential across R3. What is the potential across R3? Say V3 is equals to I into R3, I is 2, R3 is 3, 6 volts. If you want to calculate the net potential, that is already nothing but the given potential is 12 volts. So, add these 3, V1 plus V2 plus V3, 2 plus 4 plus 6, 12 volts. So, this is the way to calculate the resistance in series and potential across each resistor. Clear? Yes. Can we go for the next question? Okay. Simple question ma. Read the question clearly first. A negligible small current is passed through a wire of length 15 meters and uniform area of cross section. Uniform cross section how much? 16 to 10 raised to minus 7 and resistance 5 ohms. What is the resistivity of the material of the wire? Very simple question. So, there is a small current flowing through a wire of length, means they are giving length how much? 15 meters. Area A equals to what? 16 to 10 raised to minus 7 meter square and resistance they given as 5 ohms. What they asking ma? What is the resistivity of the given wire? So, what is the formula that relate for resistance resistivity, length and area of cross section is R equals to rho L by A. So, here they given all the things, just we have to calculate rho. So, from this rho equals to R A by L. What is R according to the given thing? 5 ohms. Area is 6 into 10 raised to minus 7 by length, how much? 15. 5 ones are 5 threes are 3 ones are 3 twos are. So, answer is what? 2 into 10 raised to minus 7. Units of resistivity is what? Ohm meter. So, just this is very small or 2 mark question that they given all quantities and ask us to calculate what? Resistivity. Next question, see. That question is based on coefficient of resistivity of wire. First see that what they given. A silver wire has a resistance of 2.1 ohms at 27.5 degrees Celsius. So, there is a wire, it is made up of silver, it has a resistance of 2.1 ohm at 27.5 degree Celsius. Next question is what? Next point is what? And a resistance of 2.7 ohms at 100 degree Celsius. Determine alpha for silver. What is alpha here? Temperature coefficient of resistance or resistivity. So, what is temperature coefficient of resistance formula? Alpha is equals to fractional change in resistance. What is fractional change in resistance? R2 minus R1 by R1 per unit rise of temperature. So, for a small change in temperature. So, we required R1, R2, T1 and T2. They given clearly. A silver has a resistance of 2.1 ohms at 27 degrees Celsius. So, R1 equals to 2.1 ohm. At temperature T1, we should convert into kelvins. 273 plus 27.5, you get 300.5 Kelvin, and its temperature increases, resistance increases to 2.7 ohms at 100 degrees Celsius. So, T2 is equals to 273 plus 100, that is equals to 373. Now, we have all the values, just we have to substitute that. Alpha equals to R2 is 2.7, R1 is 2.1 by again R1 is 2.1 into T2 373 minus 300.5. As we know, 2.7 minus 2.1 is 0.61 by 2.1 into 99.5. So, take calculator, substitute the values, you get the answer as 0.00039 per degree Celsius. So, this is the basic formula to calculate temperature coefficient of resistivity. So, in this question they given R1 T1, R2 T2 and ask us to calculate alpha. Alpha formula is what? R2 minus R1 by R1 into T2 minus T1. Okay. Next. Next question also similar question, but a small change. At room temperature 27 degrees Celsius, the resistance of heating element is 100 ohms. So, clearly they said that T1 is equals to 100 degrees Celsius, means we have to convert into Kelvin. So, at 373 Kelvin, what is the resistance according to the question? Sorry, this is resistance, right? Sorry. This is to at room temperature 27 degrees. So, 27 plus 23. Resistance of the wire is how much? 100 ohms. Now, what is the temperature of the element if the resistance is found to be 117 ohms? So, at what temperature its resistance will be 117 ohms? So, that we have to calculate here what? T2. And the clearly given alpha also. Alpha is equals to 1.7 into 10 raised to minus 4 per degree Celsius. So, take the basic formula. What is the basic formula? alpha is equals to R2 minus R1 by R1 into T2 minus T1. What we want T2 minus T1, so T2 minus T1 is how much? 300 is equals to R2 is how much? 117 minus 100 by again R1 100 into 1.7 into 10 raised to minus 4. This is very simple calculation, no need of calculator also. 117 minus 100, 17 by this I can write as 1.7 into 10 raised to minus 2. Very good. 100 can be written as 10 raised to 2, 2 minus 4 minus 2. 1.7 ones are 1.7 tens are minus 2 ಮೇಲೆ ಬಂದ್ರೆ plus 2, so it becomes what? 10 cube. So T2 is equals to 1000 plus 300, nothing but 1300 Kelvin. If they want in degree Celsius, minus 273, if you do that, you get 1027 degree Celsius. Its resistance becomes 117 ohms. So here they given all, alpha also they given and ask us to calculate T2. So like this, the based on this one we can calculate R1, R2 any value by using the formula alpha equals to R2 minus R1 by R1 into T2 minus T1. Clear? Yes. And next question, same question, small change, but you have to see carefully. A heating element using nichrome connected to 230 volt supply draws an initial current of 3.2 amperes. So what is the current that is flowing initially? 3.2 amperes. It is connected to a battery of 230 volts. After few seconds, because of change of temperature, its current flowing through circuit is what? 2.8 amperes. What is the steady temperature of the element if room temperature is 27 degree Celsius? Here also they given alpha. So here also they are asking what? R2, T2. But sir, they have not given R1 and R2, right? But they given what? I1 and I2. Can't you calculate if they give I1, I2 and V? Yes, given. What are given things ma? Potentially is 230 volts. Current I1 is 3.2 amperes. I2 is 2.8 amperes. Now R1 is equals to what? What is the basic formula of this chapter? V is equals to IR. R is equals to V by I1 because potential remains same. So 230 by 3.2, calculate. Or you can keep like that, no problem. Similarly, R2 is equals to V by I2, that is 230 by 2.8. So these are the two values we got, R1 and R2. T1 is how much? 27 degrees Celsius. So you should convert into Kelvin, that is 300 Kelvin. T2 we should find, means at what temperature it attains the resistance of 230 by 2.8. So we can go for the same formula, right? Yes. So what is the formula we have? Alpha is equals to what? R2 minus R1 by R1 into T2 minus T1. So already all values are given, R2, R1, T1 and alpha. So we are going to calculate T2 minus T1 is equals to R2, how much? 230 by 2.8 minus 230 by 3.2 divided by 230 by 3.2 into 1.7 into 10 raised to minus 4. So if you substitute all these values, you can get the answer as, substitute all the values by using calci, you get the answer as T2 minus 300 is equals to 1113. That implies T2 is equals to 1413 Kelvin, or if you convert into degrees Celsius, 867 degrees Celsius approximately. So, just finding the values and substituting the values, that is it. Next one. This is very important question for 5 marks. Very simple problem. The number density of free electrons in a copper conductor estimated at 8.5 into 10 raised to 28 per meter cube. How long does an electron take to drift from one end of wire 3 meter long to its other end if they give area of cross section and it is carrying current of 3 amperes? Simple question. So, there are n number of electrons in a conductor. If you give electric field, the electron starts to move from one end to another end. So, they are asking that to move from one end to another end, what is the time taken? So, to find time, we require distance and velocity. They given that length of the tube 3 meters. So, here they given current, area of cross section and number density. So, from that we can find drift velocity, right? Yes. So, first we will write given values, given number density of free electrons. Yes. What is the number density of free electrons? 8.5 into 10 raised to 28 per meter cube, and it is carrying current of 3 meters, length is equals to 3 meters. According to the question, area of cross section A is equals to how much? See, 2 into 10 raised to minus 6 meter square. Next, last thing, length, number density, current and area of cross section. Yes, we know that. I want to calculate first velocity now. So, there is a relation between current and drift velocity. What is the relation? I is equals to NEAVD. The electrons will drifted towards the other end with the velocity called drift velocity. So, I want to calculate first what VD. So, to calculate VD, what are things I want to know? I, N, E and A. They given number density, they given current and area of cross section. What is E? E is charge of electron, that is fixed value which does not change. We know very well. So, that from that equation VD equals to I by NEA. I, what is I? 3. N, 8.5 into 10 raised to 28. E, 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. Area of cross section 2 into 10 raised to minus 6. So, 28 minus 19, it becomes 9. 9 minus 6, 3. Melek bandre minus 3. So, 3 by 8.5 into 10 17 into 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 3. So, if you calculate this, take calci, we can calculate this answer and you get the answer as, what do you get the answer? For this value, we get 1.1 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter per second. Now, time taken to drift to another end. Okay. What is the time taken? Time taken is equals to distance by velocity. What the velocity? Drift velocity. It travels the distance is length of the tube length of the tube is 3, distance is 1.1 into 10 raised to minus 4. So, you get 2.72 into 10 raised to 4 seconds. See, the electron has a velocity, very less velocity, that is 1.1 into 10 raised to minus 4, and reaches the time. It is taking a very large time, because here you have to come to the point that even though the electron is very small particle, it moves with more velocity. There, because of collisions, it is difficult to reach the another end. For the electron, takes a long time, that is 2.72 into 10 raised to 4 seconds. So, that is the question. So, very important ma, go through the question once again, you can get more clarity. Next question. A battery of EMF 10 volts and internal resistance 3 ohms is connected to a resistor. If the current in the circuit is 0.5 amperes, what is the resistance of the resistor? What is the voltage of the battery when the circuit is closed? See, clearly they said that there is a cell of EMF 10 volts and internal resistance 3 ohm. So, we can't use the formula V is equals to IR to calculate this, because they said that EMF having some internal resistance. So, we should consider current flowing through a circuit. So, first we will take given things, EMF is equals to 10 volts, internal resistance is equals to 3 ohms, current flowing through circuit according to the question is 0.5 amperes. Now, current through a circuit formula. Current through a circuit, I equals to E by R plus R. So, I know I, according to the question, E small r, what you have to calculate? Capital R. So, capital R plus small r is equals to E by I, that is equals to what ma? What is E? 10. What is I? 0.5 becomes what? 20. What is small r according to the question? 3. That is equals to 20. From that 20 minus 3 becomes 17. So, R is equals to 17 ohms. Next one is what? What is terminal voltage of battery when circuit is closed? V is equals to E minus IR. This is formula. 20 minus 0.5 into 3. Sorry, 20 10. So, 1.5 becomes what? 8.5 volts. So, you can take terminal potential, the formula this one, R, the normal formula this also gives what? Terminal potential V is equals to IR. What is I? 0.5 into 17, 17 by 2. So, you get this also same answer. See, out of these two you can do anything, you get the same answer. Okay. Next one, based on same concept of battery and EMF. A storage battery of EMF 8 volts and small r equals to 0.5 ohms is being charged by 120 volts DC supply using a series resistor of 15.5 ohms. What is the terminal voltage of the battery during charging? So, terminal voltage of the battery during charging, V is equals to E minus IR, right, or V is equals to I into R. So, for that you have to calculate what? I. So, here let us take that very important problem. Why? Let us see. There is a battery, generally the battery, how much EMF? 8 volts, having a internal resistance 0.5 ohms, is connected to a DC source, which is big source, 120 volts, using an external resistor 15.5 ohms. So, here we have to remember the point, while charging we are going to charge any device, we are connecting positive to positive and negative to negative. Now, one end is connected to another end, but what is the rule for connecting series? Negative should be connected to positive, positive should be connected to negative. In that case, we can write E is equals to E1 plus E2, but here this connection is wrong. So, in this case, the formula for EMF net EMF is E1 minus E2, and while charging, because this is connected in combination, V is equals to E plus IR. While discharging, V is equals to E minus IR. So, these points you should remember that when positive is connected to positive and negative is connected to negative, the effective EMF is what? E1 minus E2. According to correct combination, if positive is connected to negative, negative is connected to positive, we should write E1 plus E2. So, here the cell is charging, means positive is connected to positive, negative is connected to negative. So, we should consider what? E1 minus E2. So, given what is the EMF of the battery? 8 volts, internal resistance is 0.5 ohms, external resistance is 15.5 ohms, cell EMF to which we are going to charge or by which we are going to charge the battery, that is E2, or you can take this is E2 and this is E1, 120 volts. Now, first calculate current through circuit. Current I equals to E1 minus E2 by R plus R. What is E1? 120 minus 8 by 15.5 plus 0.5. 120 minus 8, 112 by 16. 16 ones are 16 sevens are. So, the current flowing through circuit is 7 amperes. So, this is charging. So, while charging, what is the formula for terminal potential difference? V is equals to E plus IR. Which cell is charging, that we have to consider here? E2 plus IR. E2 is 8, current is what? How much? 7, R is 0.5. So, terminal potential difference becomes what? 11.5 volts. So, these points you should remember, dear students. When series combination of cells, if they are resistors, no doubt. Why? Because they do not have any polarity, positive or negative. But cells has polarity, so positive and negative. So, if positive is connected to negative, we should write E1 plus E2. If positive is connected to positive, we should write E1 minus E2. And there are conditions that while charging, V is equals to E plus IR, and discharging, V is equals to E minus IR. So, these are the problems based on current through a circuit. In the next class, we are going to discuss the problems based on meter bridge and potentiometer along with some questions of previous examination. So, by this tomorrow class, I am going to complete the chapter. Thank you, dear students.